Hey kids, you like that rock and roll?
Don't worry, don't be afraid, ever. This is just a ride.
On the program this evening,
Four Brothers Podcast.
Let's fuck this one up too. Welcome to the Four Brothers Podcast. Today's guest is a Northern Irish comedian, as they all are on this
Would be,
podcast.
wouldn't it? Like, fuck's sake.
He's a podcast extraordinaire. It's Daniel Houston.
Hello.
Welcome, mate. Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
Why
What's
the
happening?
why the Dolecast? Were you on the Dole when you created that?
I actually Luke McGibbon was on it on Saturday there, and we were talking about this. No, I was. I've never been on the Dole, but I.
You don't want to be like.
It's not fun.
Oh yeah, see, and then people ask me.
We're not on the Dole now, by the way.
Oh, that's okay. but I had a series on YouTube called Cooking on the Dole, where I would just make a load of like low budget meals, and then when we decided to start the podcast, I was like, we might as well keep with the theme of Dole, similar to you guys with like the balaclava.
Yeah.
It is
It's
funny.
something people recognise, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's like it's one of those things. It's one of those tropes that it's fun to make fun of, you know, like being on a Dole.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people on the Dole that are, you know, easy to make fun of.
Yes, absolutely.
You know?
I think it's one of those things. But I'd love to leave it to someone one day, like my son. And he
Yeah,
takes it over.
hand it down. Like
The Dolecast, it doesn't matter who's hosting it. Like it can just exist.
it's like Batman. It's just a mantle. You can pass it down.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah. Pass it the mantle of the Dole.
Fucking very
Yeah.
good.
Oh, being on a Dole's terrible. Like,
Yeah, it sucked dick. Like I hated it.
we were on the Dole
crisis loans all
on
the
and
time.
off from we were like 17 to about 25.
Nah.
Would have been like,
No, it wouldn't be 25.
Well, gladly, I didn't have to do it for
well,
a
on and
long
off. I
time.
mean, yeah, David didn't have a job till you were what, like 27, 28 or something.
I think I had a job, like a couple of wee stupid jobs,
Yeah,
like in
yeah.
Pine
Never.
Stretcher or something like that there. You know, I did, yeah. I had
Pound stretcher?
Pine Stretcher, yeah.
I remember
I
working
got
pound
fired or
stretcher.
something.
You get fired.
Fired
Was it
for
not 'cause you
fucking-
threw up in the place?
No, I didn't throw up. I had to
It's a
clean up a
Harsh,
child's...
sackable offence.
fucking...
Throw it up.
There's a wee kid.
Don't come back.
It was a miserable job, and there's a wee kid and his mother were walking about the fucking shop, and he just threw up a whole burger of fucking...
A whole burger?
Like, pretty much. He was eating his burger.
How do you
or whatever.
fucking throw up at hole? I don't know.
Anyway,
You just walked out, did you?
she just looked at me and goes, "Clean that up."
Yeah, did you just walk out like
And I
fuck
just-
out?
Yeah.
No
I don't know
thanks.
what-
No.
I don't know what the... I
I'm alright,
wanted to
man,
punch
sorry.
her in the face.
Yeah.
I wanted to punch her in the face.
Yeah.
But you could have just told her no and not been fired. Because I'm
It's
pretty
funny,
sure you don't have
can't
to clean
do
up
that
her
though.
kid's
You
sick,
ever
like.
just be like my
Punch
first
someone in
job.
the face.
You can't just do that. Like the kid, maybe.
Yeah.
But not the woman. You can't have women.
clean it.
Like I was 16 working at McDonald's, and like the disabled toilets were just flooded with shit one day, and the manager said, "Go clean that up," you know. And I was like, "Oh," you know. I was like, "Okay, okay," you know. So I went in there, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So all I could think of to do was like go out the back and get cardboard, and just rip it into bits and like put it down on the floor.
Right.
You know, because it was just flooded. I thought the cardboard would soak it up a bit, you know. So I'd done that.
Jesus.
And while I was doing that, I like flopped the cardboard down and it splashed up and like shit went in my eye.
Oh, yeah.
Disabled man's shit.
I remember you got shit in your eye.
No,
Yeah.
what happened? Did you get infected or anything?
For a
Get a little
long
bit
time,
of dirt in your
I
eye.
had your dirt in your eye. For a long time, I was like paranoid that I might have some
traumatized?
sort of disease. Like,
Yeah.
but- so I was too young to know. Like,
Imagine
oh,
getting fecal matter in your eye. Like,
I sat down on a chair that had
Oh.
Did you? Fuck me.
that had piss on it just recently, but it soaked right through to my ass.
This one here?
Soaked right through to my ass. Just
This one right here that
Yeah,
you're
it was
sitting
like
there now?
a chair with soaked with piss.
did you piss? Did you piss
Soaked
yourself?
with piss. And your mom was like, "Oh, take a wee seat." So I sat down. I
Take a wee seat on a piss chair.
You know, yeah. So
The rest are shit
so
chairs.
you got somebody
I'm
else's
worried.
piss on your skin?
I got piss on my skin close to my anus.
Or I don't. I'm mixed sexual.
I mean,
That's
know
not
what I
good.
mean?
What do you think?
So
Like,
I
you said,
You'd rather
piss
be
of
down
shit
there than up
chairs.
there, I suppose, probably.
Yeah.
If you've got any like wounds or anything, you're probably fucked.
I
But
have
if you're
piles. I have piles at the moment.
Yeah, open.
That won't help.
It's not going to help.
Yeah.
it's better,
Piles.
that'll spread the piss
not
around your
piles
body.
and piles of piles, like, but I've got one pile, one very small pile.
Singular pile.
Yeah.
Singular
So you don't
pile.
have piles.
You have a pile.
A pile.
Yeah. Have you ever had piles, Daniel?
I've not that I know of.
I was going to say, have you ever had a job, but it's switched into piles?
I've had a job waiting for the piles. Hasn't happened yet. But yeah, with a
wait.
job, you know.
Yeah. Do you remember that if you sit on a cold step, you
Yeah,
get
which is all
piles?
bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bullshit.
Is that like similar to like stepping a crack, break your miller's back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Nightmare.
Yeah. What's the worst job you ever had?
Oh, I've only had a couple, but like so I worked in a Centra,
Yeah.
Right.
and it wasn't that it was necessarily well, the pay was awful. I was on $4.62 an hour, and
That's like 16-year-olds kind of wage.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
terrible,
yeah,
like, isn't it?
And this is pre like Kieran Bartlett's like big rant about it, and I truly think that changed the economy. And me and my best mates all worked in the shop. There's four of us. Actually, Aaron, who produces the podcast now, worked there as well. Shout out, Aaron. And we took the mick like
Yeah.
it was like nothing got done. Like there was one. It was around Christmas time. Schiller bottles fell off the shelf, and you're supposed to like scan them and throw them out, sank them in the staff room. Like just, I'm probably admitting to a crime here. Just like full like theft, like constant theft. I gave my mates that didn't work in the shop like the reduced to clear stickers
Yeah.
for like 17p. So they were just going up to the self scan, and whenever they had 17p,
You have to,
17p.
like, you have to take something back, like.
Yeah.
Fucking love
Fucking
Same with
right.
ice
That's a
cream.
victimless crime.
Yeah. And sometimes I can't sleep in fear, thinking they're gonna get me one day. Because between the four of us, there must have been over £1,000 worth of product, like just not paid for.
It's the same everywhere. Like when I worked at McDonald's, like remember those Monopoly things?
Yeah,
When they come
yeah,
around
yeah.
every time. This was like one of the first times they were doing that, and no one was getting anything. You know, we were like literally ripping every single one and keeping them for ourselves. And anything that was had anything in it, had nothing in it, that's what was getting to the public. Like, so like. Bound to have stole thousands and thousands of Big Macs and fucking you know during that time.
Yeah,
and then not to mention you just every like 2 seconds I would grab a chicken nugget, wrap it in cheese, wee bit of sweet chili when no one's looking. Like every
Jesus.
2 seconds I
Wrap it in
oh, it was
cheese?
great.
What
It
a
was great.
weirdo.
What, you're
Wrap it in cheese.
I don't know why. That was just my wee thing.
Interesting.
That
You
is
had your
interesting.
It was-
fucking cheese.
It was,
Cheese slice?
yeah, it was a wee invention I made, and I just that's like every time someone wasn't looking, that's what I'd done. Like,
Right.
you know,
Just right.
yeah, fuck it.
Fair enough.
One for me, one for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I only get 15 minutes on my break. Fuck you.
Oh,
What
fuck all
disturbs
those.
me is that nobody in McDonald's wears gloves ever,
Nah.
and they're just making your food and smashing it.
I tell you what annoys me about McDonald's, fucking everything. Every time you go round you go round the drive-through, like every time. Where's my burger? Where's my
I
fucking
know.
something? Where's my
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
And you can
Yeah.
round and fair play to them. Like it's a shit place to work. They're
Yeah.
so monotonous.
I don't
like,
blame them. Like the
What do you want?
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
It's the system.
Yeah,
It's the
whole
system that broke the system.
It's terrible.
Fuck me.
It's
Did any of these get the grimace shake? What was it?
what?
No,
Oh,
it
Grimace?
didn't.
No.
Was it nice?
I didn't get it. I would have liked to get my.
I had someone
What
gave
is
it.
it?
Someone gave me the Grimace shake. It wasn't nice.
Was it not? No.
It's like purple
Terrible.
Did you try it?
milkshake thing.
Purple.
Someone down the street gave me the Grimace
Are you
shake.
lying?
No. Yeah. I was trying to make a joke, but it wasn't going nowhere.
Some new stuff.
Fuck off.
The Grimace shake.
That's my new response to like anytime I joke in public and it doesn't. I'm just doing some
It's
new stuff.
new. It's new. It's
I'm
new.
just writing
Just
some-
new
just trying
material.
some
Just
shit
tried
out.
it. Just wrote it there now in my head.
So it's a purple drink. What flavour is it? Purple?
Lean.
Grimace flavour?
Yeah,
Grimace.
Lean.
What's Grimace? taste
Codeine.
like?
It's the big like
Codeine.
monster mascot thing
Yes,
they have,
yes.
and then
Yeah, yeah.
like they made it into a shake, but it went viral.
Yeah.
But I never got my hands on it.
See,
But I will.
I'm not a big McDonald's guy. Like, because I worked there, I think I boycotted it for like years and years.
And
And I would
it's
only
poison.
go off.
Are you
yeah.
a big fan of all them new drinks then? Like anything like fucking like, let's just say it's Prime coming out or something like that. Would you need to get your hands on
I
it? kinda?
tried the Prime when it came out.
I've never tried it.
Me neither.
I've never tried it.
I've never put it to my lips,
Yeah.
no.
I've never
no,
tried it.
I put it to my lips and it was just fine. It was like
What, a coconut water or something?
It was like a strawberry one. I think they do some sort of coconut one. I've tried the grape one, the strawberry one, but like I wouldn't buy them.
It's just this gimmick. Like, it's
It's a
just.
gimmick.
It's just
I
fucking,
just fucking-
like if it wasn't fucking
Yeah.
Logan Paul and KSI,
No,
taking
yeah,
it, like
they
I would
wouldn't
go.
be.
You weren't a
fuck,
cool
like,
kid
you know.
if you didn't have Prime in your fucking
Same with those
scumbag.
Mr. Beast bars. Like, you know, I actually
Yeah.
bought one of them.
I said
I
it the
didn't
other
either.
week.
They're not
Sure.
bad.
They're not that
They're
good.
not
Like, yeah, they're
awful,
okay.
but they're
No.
not like they're not.
Yeah, not
They're
like, oh
not
shit,
worth the
this is
fucking
amazing.
£3 price.
Like,
or
I
whatever.
bought a peanut butter one.
Same.
And the peanut butter is like so thin in them.
Yeah.
It's like, where's my peanut
There's
butter?
fucking deer like too, you know, Davis.
And then other people have energy drinks that like nobody cares about. Like Tyson Fury has one.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, I seen
And
that.
nobody cares.
Yeah.
What's it called?
A fucking fury. I
Mental
think.
health drink.
Fury.
Mental health.
Me mental health
Mental
drink.
health.
Fix your mental fucking health.
Fuck's sake. Let me see what it is actually called.
Fury sounds like a
I think it is
solid
just Fury,
guess,
like.
Yeah.
And then Paddy Pimblett has one as well.
Does he?
Yeah.
They all have one.
Do you know what I mean?
Strange one.
But nobody cares about them two.
No.
Pim juice.
Pim juice.
Pimples.
I would not want that.
Pims. That is a drink, isn't it?
Yeah. I used to actually drink Pims and.
What is it? Like alcohol?
Yeah, it's alcohol,
Liqueur
but it's
kinda
like
thing or-
it's weird. It's
What's it taste like?
not liqueur.
Medicine?
It does
Like
taste a wee
medicine?
bit like medicine.
Right.
Aye.
Okay.
Can't
Pims
remember
o'clock, like
What would be your drink of choice? Alcoholic.
Curiosity.
wise?
It's called.
Let me just push this button because
You're drinking your life to fucking nothing.
That's a good one. See, we also have buttons on ours, and like,
I forget to use them.
oh no, I'm all over them. Like, I really
love a
have
good
to,
button, like.
have to
Yeah.
resist.
Love a good button, like.
I really like a good cider. Like, I wouldn't actually be that mad for the drink, but
Right.
and like I
Can't
wouldn't
drink
drink
cider,
at gigs really.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I suppose,
Usually
like.
because I'm driving. Yeah, because I've heard horror stories of people that just
Once you
Can't,
get
can't be a good
drink it after
combination.
nothing.
Like.
Well,
Yeah.
once you cope, like use that as a coping mechanism to like deal with your nerves or something before, then you're fucked if you ever try to not do it. Like,
I kind of look at it like, if you know, even if you're not getting paid at a gig, you're kind of going to work. Depends how you look at it. Depends how you're what you're
Yeah.
getting
You're,
comedy
you're
for.
crafting.
Yeah, yeah.
Your
And some
craft.
people let it slip by like,
I like we're
Getting
big
the
drinkers.
grippers.
Well, I am like a beer. Jake drinks a lot of whiskey, but
I can't.
I thought I would have needed that when I've only done like a few gigs since I started back with comedy, and it's like I drank the first 2 gigs and they both went shit. As they would anyway, like, because it was
Yeah,
only
yeah.
my fucking first gig, and then the third one I didn't drink at all, and it went okay, and I was like, "Fuck me, I don't need the drink." Then, you know,
I
don't
think there's a
actually
big
need the drink.
superstition of like people need to have a
Yeah.
bit of liquid courage. I don't think you do. I think if you're
Yeah.
good, you'll be fine.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when you get on stage, you're fine. Like maybe
Yeah.
before, like it's you're thinking
Yeah.
too much in your
And
head.
some
like.
people reward themselves after, which is fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what kind of cider you drink then?
It really will be anything. I like a good Orchard Thieves, to be fair. I really
Yeah,
do.
that's a pretty good one. Look.
Yeah, it's
I
Frosty
ruined-
Jacks.
Yeah,
Can't
no,
drink
no,
cider.
Fuck off.
Jack.
With
You've never
Frosty
had
Jacks.
it? It's good, man.
Oh, it's
Good,
horrible.
man. Don't
I-
like it.
That's
No.
that was a
ruined-
thing when we were growing up. Like, you know, because it was only like £2, £3, very cheap.
It was cheap.
150 for 3 litres.
That was
It was 150 for
3 litres.
That's not bad. Like.
It was a
But
carry out. Like,
if you
but
got
It
them,
tasted like off ham.
if you
Yeah.
got them 3 litres down, you were very, very lucky not to throw it all back up.
Yeah.
Like, I always did. If
that's
if
what I mean.
never got it all
I
down,
ruined cider for myself. For one, that. Then I was drinking cider all the time. Then my granny and granda were big cider drinkers, and I always hated
Fuck
the
it
smell
up.
when I went there and all. And it just
3 litres of Frosty
ruined
Jacks.
it all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jesus. I can't. I couldn't even have a glass of cider. It would make me vomit. Like,
Yeah. Vomit, yeah.
Funny, and I want to like it because apple alcohol, amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it
Yeah.
sounds great. Like,
It's like
but
apple
it's-
juice. Yeah,
I know. I don't know. Like,
whiskey and water. Fuck
Whiskey
it.
and water.
That's it.
So, Duran, do you like?
Well, put ice in it
Water
just,
it
but
down a
that's
wee
no,
touch?
just put ice in, but that's water.
And that becomes
You know what I
water.
mean? So it melts a little bit, and you
I
get
would
some
take
water,
ice
and you
in
drink
it.
shit.
no.
Well, especially if I'm at the cinema or something, I wouldn't put ice in it because then
Yes.
if you're taking any sort of break from the drink, it'll just
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about cinema, do you do stuff with Movie House? What is it
Yeah,
all
so I
about?
work in Movie House and I do their social media.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So it's only really kind of started, but I do a lot of stand up about the cinema.
Yeah. Would you be a big movie buff like?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Same as
I'll
us.
say,
Love our
Love
movies.
movies. And have you seen Gladiator 2?
Not
No,
yet.
not
No,
yet. No.
Jim, no.
Saw it on Saturday. Very good.
Yeah.
Was it actually? Yeah.
Yeah, no,
See,
it was really good.
Expecting it to be bad.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I am expecting it to be
Like of all the movies,
watchable.
if all the
Yeah.
movies that didn't need a sequel, that would be high up there. Wouldn't it?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Gladiator,
like,
where'd that come from?
I like no spoilers obviously, but it was very like it could have just been a different
different
movie.
movie.
It would have been
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I've heard some people. I can understand why some people don't like it, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it looks okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah,
like,
it looks
it's
watchable,
just,
you know,
it's like because it's Gladiator
better
2,
than-
I think that's going to make it something that's to me in my head where I'm like, oh, this.
Yeah,
It looks like Denzel Washington's movie. Like more
he's
than
really good in
fucking-
it. He's
Yeah.
really good in
Is
it.
he ever bad?
No, it's
No,
great.
to be
You know
Like,
what I mean? To be fair, like he's always pretty standard.
Yeah, he's pretty
Denzel,
good.
like.
my man.
But yeah, I started-
Oh shit!
Yes.
I nearly said it. I can't. On the
nearly said it
podcast.
too. I was about man.
no, I started doing social media stuff for them. Just like we.
That's cool. Just the one venue or like the whole of Movie House?
It's for the whole movie house, but
How many venues do they have? Do you
they
know?
have 4, I think. They had 5, one closed. I
Like
think.
movie house
the
used to
one
be
down closed.
Yeah.
To
the
me,
one on
there's
Dublin
just
Road.
one
Remember
movie
that?
house.
That was our cinema. Like
that was the
when
one
we
you
because we
always
didn't have a
went to,
cinema
like.
down here back then, and like that's
the
where
one
you went.
to, like.
See, that's one of my big questions. Anywhere I go, I'm like, if I lived here, what would be like? How far away is my local cinema?
Yeah, that's funny.
Like, do you
well,
guys
it used
have
to
a
be
close one?
Belfast.
Really?
Well,
Yeah, it
is
used to be
Lisburn closer than
Belfast.
Oh my
Belfast?
goodness.
Is Lisburn closer? Lisburn always had one, like, but I don't.
It's not closer than Belfast.
I don't know. It's about the same. About the same.
How far away would it be now from you?
We've got
2
one in the
seconds.
town.
I've got one here. Like,
I know,
We've got one here in the town, which
and it's
was
usually dead, like, you know.
See, when that first came, though,
Here
about
in
2008,
A10.
2009, it came here. We were never out of it. Like,
I know. Like,
never out of it.
class.
Now there's not that much reason to go down to the cinema,
Yeah,
to be honest.
I used to love going to cinema, but now it would only be once or twice a year for something really big that I
Yeah.
need to see. You know, I would
just
like to
not
go
much.
more.
Kind
but
of dead. Like, I'm not.
I'm probably there
Where's
once
the
a
good
week.
movies?
No
I'd love
joke.
to be.
Used to be like that. Like
Yeah.
we used to even go and see like 3 movies in a night and all. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it
Like,
was
remember
shite,
we went and
just whatever.
seen what was it? Star Trek and Hot Tub Time Machine. Just on the same night, just back to back.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Like,
No, I get.
Hot Tub Time Machine was.
we were the only people laughing. Everybody else was just sitting there laughing at us.
I haven't seen that in years. No, I got free tickets.
Yeah, because you were
doing that.
No,
So,
that would be a benefit.
I'm
Like,
just like, I'll,
Why not?
Fucking right, man.
It's
I love movies. Like that's what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what we do. That's fucking our pastime. Like,
yeah.
I love them. Like,
what do you think of the Joker 2?
Wick, mate.
The one the bad?
Oh,
Good.
so
Good.
Fly,
So
like,
shy, like.
So
fly,
You
like.
don't have to leave
Someone
yet.
made a good point.
You had to say that was good.
Someone
Really
made a
right.
good point that I didn't think about when I was watching the movie, and they were like, "Why is it?" It was Tim Dillon,
Yeah.
and everyone was.
He was
asking,
in it
like,
too,
He was
wasn't
in it, and he was like,
Oh.
even on the set, people were just like, "What the
What's
fuck's
going
going
on?"
on here?" Like,
Yeah.
But he made a good point, which I didn't think about, which is why the fuck did they ruin something so good? Like, it looks like they made effort to
Yeah,
ruin it,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
The first movie was very considered to be right, politically right, you know, and like people were idolizing the Joker as a right sort of icon, you know. And then Todd Phillips was like, can't do that. So they changed everything in this movie to make it not look as
Right wing.
Yeah.
right wing.
But why the fuck
you know?
can I not? Of course I can. You never thought
I'm
of
just,
that.
it's what people
I
did
know,
to it, you
I know,
like
like,
Homelander
yeah.
or
Fuck
fucking
those
something
people,
like that. Do you know what I mean?
People love like a villain, don't they? Like they love
you
like
know, and
yeah,
anti-
they will idolize a
Yeah.
fucking and
Oh yeah.
whatever. It's not like you idolize them because we want to fucking have murders and
Yeah,
shit. It's just they're cool
it's
characters.
stupid.
Like Tony Soprano, you know, he's a cunt, but
Yeah,
I
he's the
fucking love
worst,
him.
But I love him so
my
much.
mum
like,
would say like, my mum when that came out would be like, this is giving people ideas, and like,
Yeah.
it definitely does give some people ideas.
yeah,
Like,
but those people are going to get ideas from whatever.
from whatever.
Yeah.
So they'll do it anyway.
It's the same with like
people.
video games with a big talk.
Talking
Like
about fucking,
fucking
stabbing prostitutes.
committing violence and all. And
What?
I'd never done that in my video games. I just fucked them and then stabbed them for my money back.
Stop them for your money back.
But come on, you
so,
can't.
so what would be your best experience out of the cinema? Like, not best movie, like, but experience. Like,
Probably. It's probably tied. It was Endgame.
Endgame was great.
Yeah,
that was
fuck me, that was
amazing.
That was an event. Like
That
was
was
an event.
some
Like,
fucking
everybody
thing.
in the cinema fucking freaking
Oh, it was
out.
unbelievable.
It
Like
was-
I 8 of us went to see it, and like I remember, like we had to book rows behind and everything because it was just round. And a mate of mine who I've never seen cry in his life, just like in absolute tears. Like, and then
Poor
the other one
fucker.
would have been I've 2. The other one would have been No Way Home.
No Way Home, yeah.
Oh, like
When Marvel were doing it right, they were doing
Oh,
it
yeah.
fucking so
Yeah.
right.
Like,
Like,
I was saying this the other day, like just fucking, I didn't appreciate what I had when I had it, really, you know.
I know, it was
To look
shocking.
back
Same
now and
here,
be
yeah,
like,
it's
fuck
definitely
me,
not.
that was good. Like,
When you actually see Tobey Maguire come onto the screen, like, it's like,
people cheered in my
No
cinema.
way.
Like, I
Yeah,
couldn't get over it.
yeah.
no way.
Like that's never happened. People like
Yeah.
in the back.
No Way
yeah.
Home. I mean, it's pure fucking nostalgia bait and all. Like, but I
Man,
loved
it
it.
was
I
class.
And
loved
the
every minute
Goblin
of
in
it.
The
It was
Goblin,
fucking-
yeah.
I cried in No Way Home.
Willem
Like,
Dafoe,
that's
yeah, yeah,
great.
same,
Yeah.
same.
It's great.
Yeah, well
Fucking
done for that.
Goblin.
Like,
You say
fucking
have
right.
another one after that?
And the Batman.
The
Yeah.
Batman.
The Batman.
The Batman.
Robert
fucking
Pattinson?
Batman.
Yeah.
Nice
yeah.
one,
Thank you.
nice one.
That one got me.
That
You
is-
need,
might
need to get the
be-
finger out and make the next one. Like,
Oh,
if they're-
fuck.
That
they're
might be-
taking-
It's really annoying me, though.
It's really annoying me. I
It's
see it on
really
Twitter every
fucking
day.
annoying me.
I'm
What are we
like,
gonna do,
you
like?
need this
I've watched
sort
that
of-
movie
it's-
about 10, 15 times now. Like,
Fucking right.
It's scaring me because there's 2 Batman movies being made at
Yeah.
the same time, which has never been done.
Yeah.
James Gunn's only after coming out and saying that we're both moving forward with Batman at the same time.
So
He's
it might
going
be
to start
alright. It
filming
might be fine,
his
like-
Batman Beyond, but here this.
but here
Fucking
this
Matt Reeves hasn't finished the script. and he's supposed to start filming in March, and it's supposed to be out in October 2nd, 2026. Not happening. He hasn't finished.
Yeah, every day that it goes on, I get worried that it's just going to disappear.
And I'm so
They'll just
fucking
make
scared.
one,
That's-
Because
yeah,
Warner Brothers will go, especially if Superman makes loads of money, they're gonna fucking just tell James Gunn to go ahead.
Don't
Yeah.
know,
You
like,
know?
But look at the Penguin though. It's
It made-
revered
yeah,
as a
great.
it
masterpiece
was
now.
amazing, and it
Fucking
made a lot of
brilliant,
money,
wasn't it?
and it was so popular. So
I fucking doubt it's gonna happen. I mean, it's not gonna disappear. It'd be fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's not worry
Surely-
just yet.
surely
like,
be
it's the only thing I want.
Yeah,
They
same.
can
It's
scrap
taken too
every
long.
other movie
It's
in the
taken too
world.
long.
It is
taking
taking
too
too
long.
long. Like
Yeah,
even if
too
it
long.
comes out, like it's been.
And I don't know if this is
I
true,
know.
but I really hope it's not. So because they hadn't set filming date yet, Robert Pattinson accepted a role in Christopher Nolan's new
I've
movie,
seen that, yeah.
which
so-
Matt Reeves is like, well, fuck, I can't start filming now until that's over.
Yeah, but
So-
I'm hoping that's like a small.
Yeah.
Like he does like
Small
a load of wee
roles.
small roles.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that.
Well, he was so
Fuck's
late
sake,
to the
like-
casting that hopefully it is a small
Yeah,
role.
it's just-
Yeah,
'Cause
right
it,
enough,
it seems
right.
like he
He'll be
had
on
his
for 5
cast.
minutes. Yeah,
he had his cast
right
already.
now, right now.
Strange cast, not strange,
Yeah.
but like he's using
What
like
kind of
people he's
movie is
never
this?
used.
Christopher
No one
Nolan?
knows
Don't
what
know
it is
yet.
yet.
Don't know
Tom
yet.
Holland, Zendaya, Lupita Nyong'o. Can't remember who else.
definitely other people.
Yeah, a few of his other like people that he
That
used
are
before.
normally
I
in
think.
it.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of like Tom Holland. And people,
Aye,
people always
he's
ask
class.
like, "Oh, who's
I like him.
dream podcast guest?" He's probably up there, like
Yeah, he's
mainly
cool,
because
like.
like the street cred he comes with. Having Spider-Man.
yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
Dolecast.
Jesus
You know
Christ.
what? I could take Tom Holland any day, but see Zendaya, I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
Fair.
Why? What's it better?
I just don't have an opinion.
I don't know. I think she's overrated.
Yeah, she's okay.
overrated. I like her, but it's
overrated
like
in what way? As an actress?
yeah. I
She's
don't
not
know.
very good.
I haven't really
She's a
watched
good
her much,
actress.
to be honest.
See Challengers.
No.
No.
She's
Tennis
fucking
one
fit.
season.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
I've heard of
Oh,
that. Is it good?
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
She's
Dunno.
quite a looker. Like
She is. Yeah.
she's quite a looker.
She's got that hair. I'll watch her for that now. Come on.
Do you ever watch Devil All the Time? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was good.
Tom
Rob
Holland's
Pattinson's
performance in that was
Oh,
really good.
aye,
Rob
it was
Pattinson
good.
and
Yeah.
isn't it too?
Oh no, I have watched
Robert
that. Yeah.
Pattinson.
That was good.
Delusion's fucking good shit.
That was
Like,
good.
It was good.
Lovely movie like that. Yeah.
I enjoyed that one.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Jesus, how can you?
It's a
Like,
hard one.
Have you
Say
seen-
top 3 or 4.
Yeah, have you seen Prisoners?
Yes.
Yeah, amazing.
yeah.
With Hugh Jackman and-
yeah, yeah.
that is a good
I watched that
one.
for the
Jake
first time
Gyllenhaal.
during lockdown,
Jake
and like it was one of those ones I started at like 1 in the morning and was like, I'll watch like an hour of this.
Yeah.
I could not.
Yeah, you can't
I
stop.
love movies like that.
It was
I
unbelievable.
love movies
Thriller,
like that.
good
that just
thriller,
have,
like-
Fuck, do you know what done that for me?
high stakes, intensity. You know.
Mm.
Wasn't like that, but it was Manchester by the Sea.
Oh,
I stuck it
yeah.
on like 2 o'clock in the
Oh,
morning. I was like, I'll
yeah.
just stick it on, and I was just up till 5 o'clock in the morning crying my eyes out. Like,
Yeah.
I recommend that. Have you watched that? Manchester by the
I've
Sea?
seen is that the one where he like takes a gun out and like
Yeah,
Ben
watch
Affleck.
that one. Like,
I just seen that, I was like,
jeez.
but-
Sorry, Casey Affleck, fuck me.
Yeah.
Casey Affleck, yeah.
June 2.
Dune 2?
Oh,
Haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it.
absolutely loved it.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Haven't seen it.
That's,
Like,
that's,
Like-
do you want to know what happened to me? I stuck it on and I couldn't watch it. I don't know why. I really don't know why.
Dune-
That happened when we were doing one
That
for
was
some
str-
reason.
Doom 1 I didn't like when I
Yeah.
first
yeah.
watched it.
It's strange to hear you say that because
It was a strange
Dune
experience.
1 and
yeah.
2 to me were like something like I think I was expecting something more than what it
Yeah.
was or something different.
Like, and I
I
could
don't know, it
tell
didn't-
that
it
it was
didn't do it for me,
written
I don't know
well.
why.
It
Yeah.
shot amazingly. I love that
Cinematography
director.
is
You know,
amazing. Yeah.
I fucking
But I just
love the
didn't-
director
I didn't
too.
get it.
He's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
he made Blade Runner
Yeah,
2049
yeah,
and
fuck
like,
class.
holy fuck, it's amazing.
Arrival.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Arrival's great.
Arrival's
Aye.
amazing. See that was one movie that I didn't predict that twist at the end there. You know, I didn't know.
Yeah.
No, then when I started stand up, that's what me and Kieran Franco bonded over was our shared love of June 2.
Yeah.
Like I was about to go on Madden's one night and he just came up to me and was like, "Fear's the man killer," you know. I was like, yes, it's not good. Yeah, no,
It was a good movie like.
I'm gonna have to watch it, like, because
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
did.
have to watch
like,
it too. Like,
strangely, I've watched the first one twice now, and it's. I don't know what happened.
First
Same.
one's a bit of a slog, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
don't know
You
what's
need to
happened.
watch. It's the sort of thing like if I was watching, I'd probably go back to back
Yeah.
as opposed to like I would never just sit down and watch one on its own. I think,
Yeah.
but I would for 2. I think.
yeah, I
It's,
tried to watch the first
I
one.
find it
again
very
on
weird
mushrooms,
that I don't
and
like
I was
Dune,
just like,
you know, because it's good. Like.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no.
not that I don't like Dune. I
watched
think
it.
I think because Denis Villeneuve is just that amazing of a director, and I've loved everything he's done. That I think I've seen Dune 1 and I was like, it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch fucking David Lynch's Dune?
No.
The
I've
70s.
seen clips. I've seen bits of it.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no,
That's fucking ridiculous. like.
That's what I mean, ridiculous.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
David Lynch.
It is just straight up ridiculous.
I know it's ridiculous, but in what way? Like, shite?
everywhere.
It is quite shite, but it's good in its own way. If
Yeah,
you like
I
David
think
Lynch
it's
for the
good.
entertainment factor, but it is ridiculous. Like
It's
it's just
He's not a blockbuster
fantastical, you know.
adventure
But it doesn't make
director.
sense
Dramatic and
through David
very
Lynch's point of
strange,
view
like,
when he's trying to do shit like
very
that. You know.
strange, like.
No.
Did you ever watch Twin Peaks?
No,
That's a good one. Like.
good.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
brilliant.
beyond good, that.
Yeah.
No, it's
Oh, write that down.
Oh,
fucking beyond
It's a
Twin
it's a series, like
Series.
It's,
David Lynch
by
series.
David
So
Lynch.
there's 2 seasons, a movie, and then a season 3, 25 years later.
It gets pretty fucked. It's just
Right, okay.
Yeah.
it's
I'll-
real,
I'll-
like.
Pretty mad. Like. It's
I
like
will note that.
I'll tell you what.
Put that on the list.
What kind of emotions you get from that kind of
Nostalgia.
series? It's
Even though you've
it's
never
hard
watched
to,
it,
It's hard
Yeah.
to describe
like
the emotions you
get
from it.
nostalgia from it. It's strange.
Yeah.
Right,
It's one of
okay.
those ones.
Yeah.
It's like a longing for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why
that's
Stranger
all.
Things blew up.
Yeah,
Is because
definitely.
like
Yeah, that
anyone that grew
nostalgia
up in
thing.
the 80s is just like,
It's funny that-
oh, I recognise everything
Yeah,
in this.
it's like Stand By Me as well.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's like that sort of. I love that thing. Like
Yeah.
you know.
It's funny that movies can't really like the 80s and the 90s are the last years where you can sort of actually make a movie about a decade. I don't think you could make a movie about the noughties or the teeny, whatever
you
the fuck the
can.
next ones are.
You can.
Not like they are though. When you say 80s, you know exactly what comes to your
I
head.
just watch gay porn, but
Gay porn, yeah.
Well, like Saltburn kind of did it, didn't it? Like Saltburn
there
was
you
set
go.
in like
There you are.
2007.
There you are.
Was it, yeah?
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
there you
Like
are.
they all kind of dressed like
there you are. That
they all had
does.
their rugby shirts on.
Yeah, yeah.
But is that a
I
decade
haven't-
or a year? Like, is that that's more of like
Yeah,
It's
the
like
late-
our
but-
decade, not decade, but our
Yeah.
time of going to uni.
Yeah, that was
everybody
our
was
uni
then.
time.
What's
Yeah,
that
they
know.
skateboarding documentary that who do you call him made?
Heath Ledger's.
Jonah Hill or something?
Jonah Hill made.
It's not a documentary; it's a movie.
Oh, it's a movie, is it?
It was really good. It's called
It's
Late
based on-
90s.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Late
fuck.
90s.
I thought that's
I
the
thought that was the
90s.
noughties. Sorry, I thought it was late.
Late 90s.
Yeah.
Late 90s.
But again, like, I think it's because of the internet. Like, because the 90s and the 80s, it took like
Might be.
styles and fashion so long to reach the whole world that it stayed for longer, and the whole 80s was a thing.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
now it's like fashion's coming and going. Everybody's like,
Oh,
oh, that's the new thing. Oh, that's the new thing. You know. I think that's
That's a
why it
good
is.
way-
Like,
yeah, that's a good way to
everybody's
put it,
like, there's too many
That
trends
happened
and
from,
things now.
I suppose, from the millennium, didn't it? Like 2000, everyone just sort of.
Yeah, but now, like in the last 10 years, it's like, what is? There's no
What is this?
identity.
There's
There's
no
no decade identity anymore. Like, you know.
That's true. Actually.
Well, there's kind
Welcome
of,
to-
kind of is.
There's no way, you know, there's a
Kind of
few
is. Everything is just like-
identities out there.
It's just yeah,
Fuck's sake.
technology and shit. Like it's just the era of phones and people with their fucking heads in them, and you know.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
That's it, man. That's it.
I'm guilty for it. Like,
Oh,
Will
Yeah.
you get it? Oh, Sam, I'm
Everybody is.
terrible.
We all are, fuck's sake.
Will you get a Tesla bot? Would
Would
you
I?
get a
Would I
Tesla
get a
bot?
Tesla?
Yeah.
Tesla's
If someone
my
come up to you
dream
and was
car.
like, here you go.
yeah, Tesla's my dream car.
No, a bot?
Yeah.
One of the robots?
Oh,
Oh,
I would love a Tesla too, the car, by the way.
I don't think I'd take a bot.
If someone was like, do you want
What if it was a sex bot?
you take a
Not a
sex
set.
bot.
Why you gotta be like that?
That's why not?
Useful, then.
If someone
What else
else
do you not
was like,
like
do you
for?
want one of those bots, like the new ones? I'd be like, I'd probably take it to try it out.
Yeah.
Like me and my girlfriend
Duct
went to
tape
watch that
flashlight.
Taking a try it out.
Me and my girlfriend went to watch that movie Afraid. And it was AI, and after watching that, I was like, oh, I don't know, but
Yeah.
After Terminator 2, I felt
probably, yeah.
years. You know what I mean?
It took a long
I've
time
been
for it to
waiting
catch up
from
to that
then,
idea.
like, and now he has fucking Skylink and all, like, woo, telling you.
They're actually quite affordable too, considering, you know what I mean?
Was it $2,000?
Yeah.
For one of those bots.
It's actually not
$2
bad.
grand
not.
for a bot.
That's less than a car. Like, I thought it would
Is
have
it
been.
like
Because Elon
So
Musk,
you really
the
could get yourself a
piggyback
robot?
I'm not sure about him,
but
but he's not a cunt in that way. Like
Yeah.
he will make things accessible. You know, like
Yeah.
even Neuralink, when he said it's going to be accessible to people. It's not just
Yeah.
going to be the rich and the famous. You know,
Yeah.
would you get Neuralink?
yeah,
What about it?
probably.
What one's that? The chip?
I don't want that.
It's not in your brain.
If I needed
don't want it.
I wouldn't do
Madly.
it.
I don't want
if
it.
I was
No,
okay.
I would.
If I had like a
I'd do it.
neurological disorder,
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
100%.
Fair enough. That's yeah, but I wouldn't just for the sake of like,
No.
all right, to walk down the street and scan everything.
Yeah, no, fuck
But that guy that was
look
able
into
to
a
then.
window or
That guy got it and he's able to play games and now it's mine.
I think that's
yeah,
amazing.
that's class.
Yeah.
That's class.
Yeah, that's
He's got no
cool.
legs or arms, and he put Neuralink in, and now you can play
I suppose
games.
in that way you would. You would have to. You'd have no choice.
quadriplegic.
But I would reckon.
He
I
can
would
just do it all
reckon.
with his head. Like,
Like
That's
if,
what you're like.
if someone's to get chips, someone's to get chips in their head or whatever, like over time, you know, think about the chip breaking down or something happening. Like,
What about
maybe
this?
Like, but if you have
maybe
no arms
some
and
kind of
legs, fair
withdrawal
enough.
from it. You know?
Yeah.
What about this? Like, if if you can play games with the Neuralink,
Yeah.
but you're not like a programmer, right? So you don't have to like your mind's programmed to playing the game somehow.
Not yet.
Right.
So you have to do it though.
Yeah.
So you have to sync it up.
Yeah.
So you have to like sit for like a month and go like, and it'll just be like a cursor on the screen, and you just have to think left,
until it knows that's what that is.
starts getting that
Right, okay.
the signal that your brain is trying to fire.
Months?
It goes, okay, that means that it's left, and it'll start to
So
drift
long?
left.
Much work, like,
Jesus.
So it'll
Well-
take months to get all that down. And
Yeah.
then, you know,
So eventually that's going to turn into hack a bank. You
Aye.
know? Hack a bank. It's
gonna turn into
the
fucking
bank of
Cyberpunk.
America.
Yeah.
Get me £4 million in my bank account. You know?
yeah.
You know, so that's what that's going to turn into, and you don't have to be a hacker to do that. You just be like, hack that bank.
I'll do it.
Or someone will
Just think
just
it.
hack
But
your brain.
It's
pull your
only connected to
fucking
the
chip up
Neuralink
and-
satellites, you know, so it can only control anything that's connected to the Neuralink satellite. So he couldn't just stick on a game that you buy and give him on a PS5 and play it. It has to be connected to the Neuralink thing, which
For now.
sends it up to the satellite and back down to him. You know,
Which
Scary,
is
like.
strange.
Scary.
Strange old world. we
The
live in,
future's
isn't it?
happening. Look.
Oh, and have you seen? He said now as well that he's created with the Neuralink. He can take parts of the Tesla bot, and if you have like no arm, he can just put the Tesla bot arm on you, and then you can control it with the Neuralink.
That
and
would be cool.
Have an arm.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it'd be
You
sick.
know.
look.
I've always wanted like an eye patch, kind of.
Yeah, like Snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some sort of bionic eye.
Eye patch and maybe like a bionic arm would be bad.
Yeah,
Like
be alright.
mysterious.
Fucking
Yeah.
jerk it out. It's always about sex. Come
Why?
on, always comes back to that's not sex. You know.
It's a good sound effect. Yeah.
Thanks. That's the way it would sound.
Why?
You know, flick a bean in a quarter of a second.
It just sounded like numb
Yeah,
silence.
it would sound like. Moving on. Speaking of wet sounds, have you ever heard of the Wet House? I watched this documentary. You know
Sounds
that?
familiar, eh?
It's just a house in, is it Glasgow? I don't know if it's around anymore, but it's just for alcoholics.
Right.
And they just go in there and get blocked.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, it's a place.
pub.
A bar.
But no, but it's like for homeless people that have fuck all money, but they're alcoholics, and like it's an alternative for them just to get off the streets.
Fuck, that would be chaos in there,
There's,
wouldn't it?
no, it actually isn't. Funny enough, it's like 40, 50 alcoholics just sitting in a big hall, just getting blocked.
And they're all dead on, are they?
That doesn't sound
Not
too
all of
bad.
them. No, they're all fucked. Some of them, they're all like, oh, it's just
Sounds
looks
alright.
grim as fuck. Like,
Yeah,
as fuck.
yeah, there's like a fucking 17-year-old girl that looks
Huh?
like she looks 50. She's got a skinhead
Jesus.
and she's just no teeth. And
Jesus Christ.
There's nothing worse for me personally than being like the driver when everybody else is like
aye.
around you,
And they're
is,
blocked.
Like
It's terrible.
I don't know how
I
people
hate
can do
people.
that.
I hate people. Like Aaron, who produces the podcast, I picked him up from a club. Like, must have been 3-4 weeks ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And he got in the car and he was like, "Here, do you mind dropping my girlfriend home, or do you mind picking my girlfriend up and taking her to my house as well?" I said, "Yeah, that's no bother." And then we got probably 100 meters down the road, and he asked me again. I said, "Yeah, no, like I'm going to. It's fine."
Yeah.
Another mile down the road, he asked me all the way to his girlfriend's house, to the point like I was on the road to her house. Like I was
Over there
like, you know, I've diverted like our usual route. I'm going to your girlfriend's house. She got into the car. He said hello to her, and then as we were driving to his house, he goes to me, "Would you mind pick my girlfriend up?" And I was like, "Come on, she's in the
Look
back
behind you.
seat. She's
Is he
in
actually
the
just
back seat."
fucking me at that point?
No,
Or was he
he had no
was
idea.
so drunk.
Like, he was blocked, and I
You
was like,
fucking with me?
I was like, "Oh, mate, get out!" That was
No, not that one. The other girlfriend. We have a mate that would
This
like.
isn't my. You just picked up a random girl. You're just like, "Wait, this isn't my girlfriend." Like, what are you talking about?
We have a friend that he would literally like go out of his way to come out, be sober, and just hang around the bars and lift people home.
Yeah, but I was always. You know why though?
And
Oh, you're fake.
yeah, it's like that. He would just come out to bars and just
He never
hang around
drunk.
sober.
He never
with
drunk,
a,
yeah.
like
But you
we're
know
all
why?
fucked.
But he did drink sometimes. But he used to do that a lot. But you know why people do that?
Why?
He's trying to get someone, kidnap someone.
Yeah.
See which one he can kidnap. You know what I mean?
He kidnapped me a good few times. Like.
Sick.
I remember he used to just kidnap me and take me out to this big barn and we used to play poker with his weird landlord.
Did you get loose up in there?
Oh, very loose. You know.
You loose?
I'm not talking about that kind of poker.
Is it loose?
you know.
Hot
Loose legs?
It was-
But there was another guy I knew as well called Charles. Like, you don't even have to fucking.
Like that.
Who the fuck knows who he is?
I
Like,
don't even know.
and like, he wouldn't even be out with you. Drinking or anything. He wouldn't be out that night, and he would wait until like whatever 12, half 12, and then just come and park outside the bar or whatever, and wait for people to come out, see who needs a lift home.
Good money making scheme, like.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I don't
That's
think he
illegal,
charged.
isn't it?
Point, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's supposed to be illegal. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
supposed to be
yeah,
illegal,
yeah.
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. You have to be a
Frowned
delivery
upon.
driver, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Like people can gift you money for taking them home, but like that you can't charge.
Yeah,
about
you can't be like, I'll take someone home for a tenner. You know what I mean?
I used to think a great idea would be a taxi service, but you just run drink to house parties.
Oh,
But there is
At
people
like
do that.
4 in the morning or something, you know. You just have like a big.
Do you not remember Dial a Drink in
Was it, yeah?
Belfast?
Really?
Yeah, Dial a Drink in uni days. A taxi driver, you dial a drink. If it's really late, they always had a boot filled with drink, and it'd be like double the price, like.
Yeah.
But they would come into the Holy Lands and all at like fucking 3
Such a
in the
good
morning
idea,
and all,
like.
and just open the boot and you pick what you want.
Yeah, it's really good.
The wolves, like
You know.
Right? You'll spend anything at that
Yeah.
point.
And then
you
there
know?
was Dial a Drug, and I had the
Well,
number,
that's-
but I was always too scared to use it because.
who knows?
That's just
Yeah.
that's just drug dealers though.
I know,
they're
but it
going to be
was
awake
like,
at all
but
times.
it's Dial a Drug like when you can't get your normal people and it's 4 in the
was
morning,
actually-
like, you
there
know,
was
some
these
boy will come meet you.
It's like a fucking people handing out cards in Belfast a long time ago, and I heard like somebody rang them to get some smoke or whatever and get their shit beat in. Like,
Jesus. Yep.
Strange. Huh?
you know, we just got
Not strange,
robbed,
that's-
man. Actually, no, it's called like Blow Monkey or something. Yeah, it's Blow
That sounds
Monkey
like a
Services or-
prostitute house in Amsterdam.
Yeah. That's great.
Blue Monkey, the banana bar.
Fuck that.
Weird.
We'll go on to right. There's a wee quiz for you, Daniel.
Okay, okay.
I want to do this.
We're sorry.
They don't like me doing these kind of
Okay,
things.
okay.
But I think-
Apologise for Gareth.
Don't worry, don't worry.
right? Because it's a wee. It's probably going to be fucking too easy because you're a movie buff, like. But right,
I'm ready.
I think some of these are really easy, but some of them might not be. Right.
Okay, okay.
And,
And you're allowed to, you can pass the question if you like.
Right.
if you don't get it right, we'll move it to Martin or David because they're retarded. What the fuck? And because me and Jake will
Only in
definitely
certain
know.
subjects.
Me and Jake will probably
Only in
definitely know.
certain
But,
subjects.
all right, so all right, this
About movies now.
is movie quotes. So you have to guess the
Yeah,
quote
yeah.
from the movie. You have to guess the movie,
Right,
right?
I'm locked in.
So easy one to
But
start
then
with.
that's what I mean. Like, I think you will get this because I said, I can't even remember
No,
what I said
probably.
earlier, but I said an obscure movie quote and you reacted to it. I said it to them or
Right,
something. You're
okay,
like,
okay.
oh. So I was like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Right,
Our
okay.
whole, we just base our life in movie quotes, like.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Right. Easy start. Which movie has the famous dialogue? You talking to me?
I have not seen this movie.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah, this is. Yeah.
But you know what movie it is?
Scarface? Is it?
No.
No.
No, I have not seen that movie.
Fucker, you go. I
Yeah.
thought that would have been an easy one.
I know
wouldn't it?
because I've heard, like I've
But
probably
it's-
quoted it myself.
It's
but
one
I'm
of those
like,
ones where even if you haven't seen it,
You kind of know the
You
scene
know.
and you can picture the scene and all and you know who's saying it.
You know,
Like,
I'm kind of thinking I don't even know it.
Right, we'll move to Martin
I
now.
don't know.
'Cause he's the second
just
one.
in case.
Go.
Is it Goodfellas?
no.
Is it not Goodfellas?
Nope.
No.
I can't think of it right
Yes.
Taxi driver.
now. Oh, fuck's
Okay.
sake. Get right there. Not for
You talking to me?
Are you talking to me? Well, who the
Yeah,
fuck
that's
are you talking to?
Well, fucking nobody else in, man.
Nobody else here.
You gotta be talking to me.
This one might be
That's
hard.
right. That's right.
Which movie has the famous dialogue? You can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
Nicholson.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a moment.
You got it. You got it.
This man's got it.
Few Good Men.
That's the one.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
good.
That actually took me a second
Yeah,
though. 'Cause I was like,
it's
who the what one is that?
It's an
'Cause
obscure movie.
I've seen the movie like once maybe,
Yeah.
but I know the quote.
It's a quote you know, but you don't know the movie
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
much. Oh, here's a really hard one.
Okay.
Which has the famous dialogue? Mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
Good old Forrest Gump. Good old Gumpy.
Good old
I'll
dump.
come.
Yeah,
Oh, he was a good lad.
he was.
Which movie has the famous dialogue? There's no place like home.
Wizard of Oz.
That's the one.
Good old Wicked. Yeah,
Jesus,
Yeah.
we can't talk
we were
about it.
talking about Wicked earlier on. Like,
Jesus.
really.
Yeah, we decided to
It's
talk
wicked.
about it off podcast because
Oh, nice.
it's
Good.
fucked.
I ended up through Movie House. I was invited to the Northern Irish premiere of
Oh.
Wicked.
Did you go?
I did go first.
I would go.
First premiere.
Yeah.
Bar Best was there, and so was Pamela Valentine.
oh fuck.
And we were doing videos and stuff with them beforehand.
Yeah.
And it was just very long.
Yeah.
It's like 2
Did
hours.
people click their heels after?
No,
Okay.
No.
At least that didn't happen.
it was
People
well,
are now clicking their heels instead of clapping,
that-
putting their legs in the air and clicking their high heels.
That's ridiculous.
Smell of fish
We
everywhere.
were doing interviews after.
Wafted. Bop, bop.
We were doing interviews after, and we were asking people like, "Oh, give us one word to describe the movie, and there was just one person like
Wicked.
he was just insistent on being like he just kept saying preppy, and we were like
Preppy.
yeah, but like give us a good one because obviously like this is going on social media, and he said preppy 4 times and like all the people were walking off because like this kid was standing there, we're like get lost, man.
Yeah, choke him out. Put him in the corner.
Go home, like yeah.
It's wicked.
Very preppy.
Yeah.
Right. Which famous movie has the quote, "You had me at hello"?
This is a rom-com.
Yep.
This is
a
one-
very famous rom-com though, isn't
This
it?
is one that I would get now, but before I knew this, it was like,
I'm not getting
Okay,
this
so
one
is
straight.
this one
It's not
with
really
the
a
famous
rom-com.
orgasm
I
scene?
think I've
Huh?
got it.
Is it the one with the famous
No.
orgasm scene? It's the other one.
no, it's
It-
not really a rom-com in
Is
that
it
sense.
The Notebook?
No,
Okay, never mind.
it's not.
Good guess.
I don't know if I would call this movie a rom-com.
Gone with the Wind?
No. Anybody else? I'll give you a clue. Tom Cruise says it.
Red?
Oh, right.
Oh, what's that one he did?
Jerry?
Yes.
Maguire?
Jerry
Jerry Maguire. Yeah.
Is it?
That's what that's from. Yeah.
I thought it was either When Harry Met Sally or like Sleepless in Seattle or something.
As soon as you hit Tom
Maybe it
Cruise, I
is.
was thinking of that, but
Fucking hell.
Obscure enough.
yeah.
Right there because.
Ain't
Start.
watched that in a long time.
Oh shit.
What have you done?
Had me at hello. I just want to make sure I got that right.
Again, we're sorry.
Okay, I did get that right.
Don't worry,
That's Jerry Maguire. Because I know the answer, but it doesn't show the answer.
Yeah.
It shows 4 that are
Oh,
possible.
is it a website?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Right. Right. Here's one you might get.
Okay.
Which movie has a famous dialogue? Say hello to my little friend.
That is Scarface.
That's
Yeah.
Scarface. That's Scarface.
That's the one. Big Al.
There you go now.
Big Al's toy boy.
Which movie has the famous dialogue? Here's Johnny.
That would be The Shining, which I've also never seen.
No,
No.
really good. Look,
That's a great one.
But probably I can do horror movies to a point.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't specifically say that's horror.
Yeah,
it's just a
more
great
like-
movie.
it's got something to it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
got something to it. Like,
It's not
Long
scary.
Legs?
yeah.
I haven't seen it
I
yet.
haven't seen it yet. No,
What is it?
It's good.
Long Legs.
Long Legs, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's really
Here's
good.
my
Yeah, I watched
impression of Nicolas Cage from Long Legs. I've got the long legs. The legs that are long. They're long legs. Okay, thank you.
I mean, I can see the Nicolas Cage in there. Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, yeah.
I've never seen the movie, like,
The
but
movie was-
that's just what I picture he says in the
The
movie.
movie, like 5 minutes into the movie, I was like, I want to go home. Like,
What's
this is-
happening?
Yeah, it was creepy, wasn't
It's
it?
just creepy and uncomfortable.
I
You
felt
don't like the
Dole.
creepy
They could have used
shit?
him a wee bit
No?
more, just.
Oh my
I
Could
thought-
have
god.
used him more.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought
Definitely.
that was my only.
Yeah.
I've seen a
love that
picture of
side
him.
of it.
Yeah, I've seen a
'Cause,
picture.
like,
We
he
stand
went
on the
through
bus
all
stop.
that, like went through all that trouble of like making him look like that, like
Yeah,
a
and
wee bit more.
Yeah, he's only in it for like
So-
10 minutes. Maybe?
Yeah.
You don't like creepy shit? I take it you didn't watch Jeffrey Dahmer when it came out?
I watched the first couple episodes.
Class.
That was massive at the
Love
time.
that, like.
Taking pictures
It
and
was
stuff.
great.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
another
Jesus. That was
instance of
very,
people
very
saying
well done.
people are glorifying and making him a male, you know, like a cool
Fuck
guy and all
off.
that shit. Like, but
I-
Isn't
It
that
was-
the same
it
as like
was
the
very-
Menendez brothers now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Same people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they're gonna
Haven't seen
do
that.
Ed Gein next.
Right, okay.
And it's Charlie Hunnam. He's gonna play Ed Gein.
Oh, really?
Sweet.
there you go. Why?
Haven't seen him.
He actually looks like, if you look at the set photos, he looks like him. He
There
looks
you
go.
face to face.
Right. Which movie has the famous dialogue, "Nobody puts baby in the corner"?
Oh shit!
I'm thinking of Baby Driver, but I know it's not Baby
No.
Driver.
It's not. No, he was a baby.
Uh,
Fuck's sake!
I would have got this one wrong.
I do know what I've heard that I can't think.
Leaving Arizona.
No.
No,
Leave it.
nobody puts
Yeah.
baby in the corner.
Can you fire me a clue?
The
I need a
only
clue.
the thing that I had in my head was it's a dance movie. It's a movie about dancing, and that's all I had to go on. So I knew it was one of these two, but I chose the wrong one there.
It's not American Graffiti, is it?
No, it's later than that.
Right.
Nobody puts baby in the
thinking
corner.
Dirty Dancing.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. I guessed Footloose at first because I was like, I think Kevin Bacon's in it,
Then
and he's
don't know
in
that
he's in
then.
Dirty Dancing as well, isn't he?
No,
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon's in Footloose, is he not?
He's in both, I think.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Go
not?
fuck yourself.
Or is it Patrick
Is he in
Swayze?
Dirty Dancing?
No, it's Patrick Swayze.
in Dirty
Yes,
Dancing.
sorry,
Like,
yes, it is. It is.
Jeez.
It's Patrick
I was
Swayze
about to
that
have
says
a
it.
fucking stroke. Like. Imagine you lived in that timeline. Jesus Christ.
Which movie has a famous dialogue? I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Okay, I know that one. Like,
I have no idea.
Again, it's before your time. It's before our time too. Like, but I mean,
he's dead. Is your clue? No?
The smell of napalm in the morning.
Is that Apocalypse Now?
No.
No.
Yeah,
Oh, it is?
it is Apocalypse
Oh, I
Now.
would have got that wrong then.
Was it Brando?
It was
They call him fucking-
Robert Duvall said it.
And do you know why I got it wrong? In my head, I'm thinking of Robin Williams in
Good morning, Vietnam.
Good Morning Vietnam.
yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they are.
So that's Apocalypse Now. Which movie has the famous dialogue, "Go ahead, make my day"?
I know that one, but again,
This is hard
Again, I knew. I
because
can picture the thing. I'm like, what's the
Think I
movie?
know
I've
that.
already
Like,
watched the movie, but I know
this
it.
is hard because you know who says it, you know the character,
Yeah.
but the movie's name
Clean
is
Bob.
different. Yeah, pretty much.
Clean Bob.
Clean Bob.
Not Bob though.
Well,
Dirty Harry or something.
Dirty Harry says it, but the movie's not called Dirty Harry.
What's it
It's
called?
what's the movie called?
Sudden Impact.
What? Fuck.
It's a
off.
Dirty Harry movie.
I
funny.
would never have got
Yeah,
that.
that's a hard
way.
one. Like.
Didn't know that.
I'm letting the side down here. Like,
No, here that's a hard one. Like.
That's hard. Like,
That is like, because I would have said Dirty Harry, but
Yeah.
it is Dirty Harry that says it, but his
Yeah.
movie's called Sudden Impact.
Really?
There's like 4 or 5 different Dirty Harry movies.
Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
That's
there you go.
I think one of his movies is called Dirty Harry, but not that one.
And I think that's the only one I've watched. And if that scene's not in that movie, then what the fuck?
yeah.
Which movie has the famous dialogue, "Wax on, wax off"?
Oh, Karate Kid.
It is indeed.
But yeah.
Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which movie has the famous dialogue, "I feel the need for speed"?
Again, it's Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, all I'm thinking of is Top Gun.
That's it.
Is it Tom?
That's it.
That's okay.
Fuck, I don't know if I would have got that. I
Yeah,
was
that's a
thinking,
hard one.
but I was like, is it?
I was like Top Gun, but I was like, it's
Yeah.
definitely another movie he's in where he talks about speed.
Yeah, Days of Thunder was there as well. You
Yeah.
know the one where he's like a race car driver.
Yeah, right enough.
Let's see. Which movie has the famous dialogue, "It's alive"? That's a really old one.
Frankenstein.
That's Frankenstein.
Right, Gareth. Nah, come on.
Yeah. Right.
3 more. You can't.
Nah, come on. There's 25. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 more. Come on. We'll go through them
Yeah,
quick.
go for it. Go for it.
Right.
Hit me.
Here's Looking at You, Kid.
I've no idea.
That's an old one. That's an old one.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Here's Looking at You, Kid.
Here's looking at you, kid.
What is it? Okay, that's familiar.
Here's looking at you, kid.
That's a really old one.
Right, is it?
Classic movie.
Streetcar Names There?
No. Even older and
Is it a
classicer.
Cowboy fucking.
No.
No.
No, I don't think any of these
Here's
will
looking
get
at you, kid.
That's Casablanca.
Okay.
I've watched it like it's great.
Once, like, you know,
Yeah,
watched it
no.
once just
It's a
because.
good movie. Look.
It was alright. It was alright.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Okay.
one of those ones like Citizen Kane and all, where everyone's
yeah.
like,
Rosebud. Yeah.
Overrated, yeah.
it's alright.
Some of them movies are just great because they started
Yeah,
something.
cinema, yeah.
They were the first, like 12 Angry Men. Everybody says that's great, but it's good, but it's just because it's like one of the first courthouse dramas.
Yeah.
Which just it
If it
invented
came out
that.
today, everybody would be like,
Yeah.
What
It's
is
better.
this shit?
Yeah. They just invented things that were never things before.
yeah.
I don't think I would get this one. Begin each day like it was on purpose. It's a strange one.
Just sounds like an inspirational quote as
Yeah.
opposed to like a.
Yeah.
Is it David Goggins?
Yeah.
Too obscure.
Yeah,
highlights.
The reason why I wouldn't get this one is because who gives a fuck?
I have no idea what that one is.
Yeah, me neither.
Hitch.
Fuck.
Who gives
I
a
haven't
fuck?
heard of that.
No, it's crap.
Hitch, Will Smith?
Yeah. Why is that even in this? Like,
The fuck?
Who the fuck's gonna get that?
Yeah, right.
Hitch. Will Smith Hitch. It's in that.
It's one of the greatest quotes of all time. This one. Why don't you make like a tree and get the hell out of here? I fucking love that. Okay, do you know what that's from?
Again, heard, but like I'm going, what's the movie? I have no idea. See,
I'll give you a clue. A bully says it to him. It's his bully, and he's in the past. He's not quite somewhere else yet.
oh, Back to the Future.
Yeah, it's his
Biff.
Biff says it to him.
Good old.
Oh,
Good luck.
Always let your conscience be your guide.
What? Don't know that either.
Always let your conscience be your guide.
Pinocchio.
Oh,
It's for Daniel.
You gotta
No,
sing
actually, I
that
would've
though. You
got
can't
that. I
just
would've
say
got
that.
that.
Yeah, you
I would've
gotta
got
just
that.
sing that though.
I know.
You can't just say it.
Pinocchio used to freak me out. Like
It is a
should-
freak
I know
out.
it should.
crazy
like
donkeys now.
Oh,
So it should.
the part where he goes to Bad Boy Island like that.
Ah, no.
Epstein Island. They were trying to tell us back in.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
trying to tell us back in.
There's.
This is another one that's like I wouldn't have got. It could be anything, but of a group of movies. You're killing me, Smalls. Yeah.
Is it a army
Devil.
movie? Army movie?
No, you've definitely watched the movie, but it's like a group of movies where you don't know which one it is. You might-
Godfather.
I couldn't even
No.
begin to think.
You're killing me, Smalls.
It's like a kids movie. Yeah, I don't think you'll get it because I wouldn't have got
I'm trying to think
it.
of someone
Nope.
whose last name's Smalls or has.
Yeah, I can't. Like, this is just one of those quotes that I've definitely heard it, but I wouldn't have got it. Like,
I haven't a clue. Like,
Killing me.
Same here.
it's killing me, Smalls.
The Sandlot.
Ah, fuck.
Remember those wee
Yeah.
movies like the Sandlot Kids, Mighty Ducks, all those kind of movies were the same movie.
yeah.
You know, they were
I love
about a
that
group of kids doing sports.
Right,
That's-
yeah.
There were so many
Sandlot
movies
Kids,
like that.
Yeah.
There was another one as well, Big Green. Remember that? It's like a football. It's like a wee kid in soccer. That's it. Thank you. Yay!
Thank God.
There you go. That was fun.
Now we can all be glad
love
that's
quizzes.
over and God help us all.
Excellent quiz.
You'll have to invite us on a Dolecast and do one for me.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do 25 movie clips. The same ones.
I'll get another
See
one.
what happens.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Did you just hear this new fucking leaked phone call apparently from P. Diddy in jail? I don't know if it's real or not though.
He needs to, like,
You know?
guy needs to keep his head down. Like,
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
come on,
Like,
P.
what are you doing?
Come on, P. Diddy. I'm
Yeah.
rooting for you.
So, like, they're saying that he was denied bail because he's like ringing people from jail, like threatening them and
Yeah,
stuff
they're
or
saying
something. And there was audio
that, yeah.
leaked from it, and he's like talking about like, I need you to get rid of all the pizza boxes. I need you to recycle all the
Why?
plastic. You know.
code.
Oh, code. Right.
Code.
Yeah. If you go on to then like if you go to like
Ooh.
FBI and child trafficking code, it's all about like pizza and pizza boxes and recycling plastic and the pizza
aye.
boxes from the leftover pizza. That's what he's saying. That's the bodies. Like
Leftover
need to get
pizza
rid of the
cheese.
bodies.
Why not just make your own code that the FBI don't
I was
know
going to
about?
say, don't use the code
because the FBI
I've written. Like,
were backing him until now, so they're just used to it. You know,
Interesting.
Just say dead bodies at that point.
but he's in jail.
You know.
Jail, like-
The FBI know. Oh, pizza
But I don't know
boxes
if it's
mean
real.
dead
I don't know
bodies.
if it's real or not. You
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
There's no way of me finding out
no
if that
way of
audio is
telling
real. Do you know what I mean?
anymore,
So,
is there? Like,
do you know what I'm
everything
saying? Like
could
it could be
be
fake. Like,
fucking-
but
With AI and all
Bad
that.
boy,
hey.
like.
like,
He's a bad boy.
He
it
is.
is bad boys for life.
That's it. Press a button.
Yeah, buddy.
That's a good button.
What's that one?
That was Ronnie Coleman saying, "Yeah, buddy." I just we hadn't had buttons for ages, and I just downloaded a few there like this morning.
Oh,
So I
I've
haven't
been
used-
asking for that one for a while.
Yeah, fair. Fair.
Yeah, I forget to use buttons. I think it's because it's over there. If I had like a wee button pad or something, like
Yeah. No, because the
Give me the
roadcaster that I
buttons.
have
Oh, yeah.
has a button pad, and then I have a show on Queen's Radio up in Belfast,
Yes.
and they got a new roadcaster that has more buttons, but they change your
it's like
voice.
yes.
So like if you
Oh.
hit the button, it'll make you high pitched
Nice.
on your microphones. So
Fun.
that is
That's the dream.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the dream. Like, change my voice a wee bit.
That is that's great.
The class.
That's good stuff. Like
Yeah, It's all in the future, boys. All that moved in a new studio and all that
yeah,
shit.
it's money.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of money.
How the Dolecast is like? I think I was looking up the other day. It's been going a while. Like,
been going since 2019.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I think I started when I was probably 15, 16.
yeah, I seen like one of the first ones.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
quite young. Like,
Very young, and then celebrated the first birthday of the podcast during lockdown,
yeah.
and then from there, it actually wasn't based really on comedy at the start at all.
Were you doing that before you started stand up then?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So I've been doing YouTube and stuff. I only started stand up in April. So
Right.
like I was something I was wanting to do forever, and like definitely a lot to like the sort of upper scene
Mhm.
in terms of like listening to their podcasts for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Kind of prepares you for doing stand up, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, it
Because
does
you're
really.
like
Yeah.
you hear horror stories from them, and you hear like don't
Definitely.
do this, don't do that. Not that it's a guide, but like just
Yeah.
from if you're listening,
You know
you'll
where
pick
you
up on
stand.
it.
You know
Yeah.
where you're gonna.
And my thing was like, okay, I'm not old enough to do stand up yet, but I can do the podcast and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
videos dropped off, and I kind of went more to like just in the podcasting, which then meant you lost a good few people that like then just wanted videos, but they're also
Yeah.
quite hard.
Yeah.
But
It's hard to keep up with it all.
Oh, definitely.
Especially when you were
podcast is
fucking-
the worst thing ever. Like I
it's
hate the
hard, like.
podcast.
Yeah.
It's brutal because
Yeah.
like just even we went to have Sean McAlevey on a couple of weeks ago. And I filled this in the Dolecast this week, but Aaron slept in on the Saturday, and I think I rang him 72 times. And he was watching the Jake Paul fight, and he didn't wake up. And just little things that you're like, well, that's no, they made no podcast this week, and
Well, that fight would put you to sleep, like so.
yeah,
Fair play.
beating up a pensioner, and poor guy. But yeah, the podcast started, and then around the way I was not that I'm in with the NI comedians, that's not what I
Yeah.
mean, but in terms of like how I first sort of started basically pestering them was when Dave
Same as
Elliott and Shane Todd did Boytown.
Yes. Remember that.
And I used to ask like similar line of question every week when I was like 16, being like, "Oh, when he's coming on the Dolecast, or have you listened to the Dolecast and all this, and then eventually I said, "Oh, it's the Dolecast's birthday, or whatever," and they were just like, during lockdown, like, "Yeah, well, come on, sure, why not?" So they came on during lockdown, and then it just went like back to back, like Shane, Dave.
Yeah.
William, Vittorio, Aaron McCann. Like it was like a monumental
wee run, like,
yeah.
class.
And then it all dried up for about 2 years, and then because it really then just lockdown finished.
Yeah, everybody's doing
Sort of
stuff
stayed
now.
in the house, and because I'm like to do the podcast, I did go outside. But then like because I'm like 17, it's also like you can't really invite like 30-year-old guys around and be like, let's chat for an hour. We'll post it online. Yeah. So you kind of had to you were in that sort of period, and then we didn't have a studio in Belfast at that stage, and you're in that sort of period of like, well, if you're doing a guest podcast with guys like that, it's going to be on Zoom, and like you don't want that after COVID, like people have moved away from that. So it kind of did go through like a probably over 2 year period of just like my mates were just on the podcast, which is fine, but then people got bored of that, and I had to sort of switch things up. But then we started stand up, then like it's just all sort of falling into place.
Yeah, that's cool. Like I think it's like it's just works when it works. You know,
Definitely.
you've set the bricks and all and the foundations, and I think now you're just on this wee thing of it all starting to fall into place.
That's it. In that, like for the past 5 years, I've been doing the podcast, which then mean and chatting to these people through the podcast, and then it means then when you meet them at a gig, there's no really like breaking the ice. You've chatted for an hour. Like
it's the same like on this podcast. Like everybody that comes on, we meet them out there. It's like well they don't remember who we are, like because of masks. Yeah.
But they have spoken to you. And like there's a fair few weirdos on the scene. Like
look at us.
Like there's weirdos on the scene, and like anything you would do, but I'm still in the process of like figuring out who's weird and who's not. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Usually doesn't take long though, does it?
No. Well, I have a fair few in my head. Like,
Doesn't take long.
No way.
It just takes like grinding as well. Like done like this
Absolutely.
whole fucking. But like, I a big believer of like manifestation, and things happen for a reason. And like all the stuff we done before doing this had to be done, because if we didn't, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Like we needed to be in a wedding band. I needed to start producing music. I needed to, all this stuff led to us being able to do this easier then. You know, like we can do everything ourselves now.
It's kind of fun. And even like if you listen back to the first episode of Dolecast, it sounds like a cat being strangled on the water. Like the audio is shocking, and like it's just horrific. But like you have to sort of put the bricks in at the bottom, so that not that it's
well, you have to start shit
shining
so
now,
like
but like it's like in terms of like equipment and stuff like that, like there's no real upgrades that need made to the podcast at this stage, because you're like, well, we've done it all, and
at the start we were thinking, and we do want to get bigger and better and stuff, but like
we were just gonna do audio at the start, like
for a long time, and then we decided to record and wear masks and all that shit. Like, but we
the masks are very cool.
Thanks. It just fell.
But they do, like, the first time I think I saw you guys on TikTok, you do instantly stop because you're like, that's poor lads wearing balaclavas.
That's what I was saying. It's like if I was scrolling on YouTube and I'm just going, it doesn't matter if I'm not going to listen to what they say. If I see four people in red balaclavas, you're going to stop.
What's going on? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially like the history this country has of like balaclavas.
Well, that's why it worked.
Anyone from here stops and goes.
It's funny that it became balaclavas, because I don't think that was our first thought, was it?
There was going to be masks. There was going to be different things.
It's going to be like animals even and all. We're thinking of
There's going to be some different shit.
But it differentiates, and I think that's Dolecast as well. Like, if my podcast was just called like the Daniel podcast, like,
Dolecast is very Northern Irish,
like very Northern Irish. People, and people. And now then when they hear Dolecast, they're like, oh yeah, that's a podcast from Northern Ireland. Like,
100%.
I hope.
100%.
But it's the sort of thing you can only kind of go up, ideally.
That's it. But I mean, like, what I was going to say there was like with the equipment sort of side of things, like when we started this, we've got a few bits more equipment now, like, but I think we, like, especially me, wanted it to go too far too soon. And like that's why at the start I was trying to like edit like shots of like, I think the first few podcasts, even just in your house, Jake, was like there was a shot of me and Martin, there was a shot I used to, and there was a wide shot.
Yeah.
And I was trying to like fucking edit the whole thing, and then I just
It's
watched.
just too much in it.
Then I just seen like
brutal.
yeah. Then I just seen Shane Gillis's podcast where it's like one steady shot the whole time, and it's
But yeah,
one of the
even-
biggest podcasts in the
But
world. And I
even
was like,
think about
fuck
fucking
it, just do the gaff for a while.
Kill Tony, like
Yeah,
massive.
Yeah.
2 shots at best.
at the start anyway. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I try and think of striking a balance between like what comes across as lazy and what like
What happened?
Sorry, this guy's getting mushroom shivers. But continue on with the story.
like what comes across as lazy and what comes across as like these guys have a real bit of effort in. Like
Yeah.
this set alone, like you're like these guys put effort in, whereas there's other podcasts, not even Northern Ireland, just in general, that are just like
Yeah.
Here-
This podcast, for instance. Flagged up.
But true. But like, well, they just go like there are, and I've got comments before on TikTok and stuff. It's like, oh, you need to get a license to have a podcast. And I'm like,
Oh, there's so many. It's like,
Oh,
He takes
Jesus
them all
Just
to
tons of
heart.
podcasts
He
that
takes
go
them to heart.
That's
Like,
great.
he takes them to heart.
I don't
It's
sleep.
so
I don't
funny.
sleep for days.
yeah,
Like,
like, there's always one or two that's like, oh, not everybody should have a podcast now. Thanks. Fucking kill yourself.
Yeah, I was 100%. I back that.
Don't worry,
There was one. I posted a clip with Adam talking about Lisburn or whatever, and some guy just commented like, "This is a lie," and it got like 600 likes, and I was like, "It's not. It's not a lie. I told the truth."
Tell the truth, though. Why?
Yeah, it's, and then like just there was one. Like every now and then you post stinkers in terms of clips, like
Yeah.
because you're just like I need to post a clip,
Oh yeah,
and you just
yeah.
get
We just
lazy with it.
post everything. Like,
When you have an hour and you're like,
Yeah.
what do I look like? You just come across the first thing. And it was probably last sort of June time, I posted one and it was like, I was going away on a lad's holiday and I was talking to my mate who had been on one the year before, and he was like, the clip was something like, would you bring cash or card or both? And he was like, both. And I was like, brilliant, there's a clip. And then I put it up, and like when I posted it when I was on the holiday, and when I say I got destroyed, I think I had to delete the clip because the headphones at the time, we have like branded Dolecast headphones now, which
Right.
is it's just white headphones with a Dolecast sticker on them.
Yeah.
Like it was like Turtle Beach Xbox headset, and like people were just getting torn into the podcast. I think I had to delete the clip because I was just like, I can't take this.
but even the bad comments are great. Like, it just means someone has
Yeah, it's funny.
the energy to say anything
Yeah.
to something. I love hate. Like,
For
'cause
every
it means something.
10 bad comments, for every one good comment for every 10 bad comments,
Oh,
I'm like,
definitely,
I'll take
yeah.
that, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
I think like when we got our first Patreon subscribers, like it's all for him now.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like that's it. We you know,
all
there's
for you, man.
there's 4 of yous now. Thank you, we love yous. But it's like once that happened, it's like, okay, we're actually doing this for someone now.
Yeah.
And you know, and even though it's like probably, you know, between 100 and 300 views per video only at the minute, it's still like those people are coming back for
Absolutely.
a reason. It's like,
And Joe Mooney, who was on the Dolecast years ago, said, I remember him saying to me, like, if you put those 300 people that are watching the podcast in a room,
Yeah.
and we're like, right, do a podcast now,
Yeah.
like, it's a huge deal. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
real
It'd be
huge deal.
fucking hard.
Class,
So that kind of helps me kind of plant it of like, yeah, it might be it's not the biggest thing in the world, but
Yeah.
like there's still enough people watching that they're like,
Fucking right.
there's 90 people, 100 people, you know,
like if
who are
4
waiting for
people
this.
Yeah,
are
exactly.
subscribing to
That's
our
good,
yeah, that's what I mean. That's what keeps us going. Like,
And if it's because I know there's been podcasts I listen to that stop, and you're like, it does usually be like, I would like that to keep going. Or
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
because part of your routine, I think that was part of a big thing for me was making sure I get a podcast out every Wednesday, regardless of saying that I missed last week. But you know, you know, as often as I can, because I think a big thing of it as well is like people like stuff that they know it's going to be there every week. Like if
Yeah.
you're watching Coronation Street and you know it's on every Thursday night,
Yeah,
or whatever,
definitely.
like you will be there every Thursday night because it just becomes part of your routine.
Yeah.
But
big,
if it's like sporadic,
yeah, like
you have no audience because people don't know when it's
I
on.
know
or
words of
it's on or
fucking
whatever.
William Montgomery. Like, I ain't ever gonna stop.
Yeah.
I ain't ever gonna
there's no
stop.
reason to, like, you know, because we
Started as therapy, you know?
we had
Just like,
ventures.
fuck it, let's just
We've had different ventures as brothers for a long time, like wedding band, real band, other things, you know, and they were all a lot of fucking effort and energy and fucking just we had no time, you know, and it eventually fell apart. But this one is just like literally show up on a Tuesday and talk shit.
Yeah, well,
or do sketches and stuff. You
I
know?
think
That's great.
as well. Like there's people. I'm it's not the hardest job in the world, but like people definitely just go, oh, they just sit around for an hour and they talk, and that's their. Then it finishes, and you've like
There's a lot of shit behind the scenes.
Other
and then there's
the
your
podcast to
clips
do.
and your posting, like even like I've clips on my phone and stuff that I'm going, I can't post that today because this thing's coming out, or I'm working on like
Please the algorithm
live
and all
show
that
and
shit.
stuff like this, and you're just like or it's movie house stuff, and you're just trying to balance it all, and like it really, and then you have a gig that night, and you're going like, I need to like it is
it is
busy,
it is a lot of work. Like, we try to put out 2 clips a day now, which is why. It's not why we've done our exclusive, but it's a good byproduct of like we do an exclusive Patreon one where it's just us 4. So we have the dynamic of just us 4, and then we have the dynamic of having a guest on, and then the guest clips in the morning, then the clip of us is in the evening, and then guest clip.
Yeah. We were kind of like thinking for a while there because we were booked up with guests for so long. We weren't getting that just us 4 sitting here. So that was kind of going away from the Instagram feed of where you would see just us 4 sitting talking shit. So now if we do the podcast with a guest and then our Patreon, you have the option of both. Like,
and because we were having like big guests on, like Shane and Dave Elliott and Paddy McDonald and stuff,
myself,
and Daniel now, like it's fucking. We didn't want to make it just
bit of respect in the name. You know what I mean? Like,
we didn't want to just be like, right, we don't want to be known for just being guest interviewers or something.
Absolutely.
Of big names.
100%.
We want to be like a product of us 4, where people will actually come back just for us, and not just if there's a big guest on.
I don't want to be a product of me and my environment. I want my environment to be a product of me. What movie's that?
I'll note that
Is
down.
that Wizard of Oz?
No. You know it, like.
No.
You do know it.
Fuck off. What is
I'll tell you who's in it. Leonardo DiCaprio. And Jack Nicholson. The Departed.
Right.
right.
The Departed. Great movie.
No, I think just like I don't know. I think that's something I try to focus on as well, is making sure that Dolecast isn't too interviewy. Like it's more just like.
And
I have questions lined up, but
well, there's been like
That's what we do.
I think there's been the odd podcast with a guest on where we have made it to interview, because we don't know what the fuck we're doing, and we're starting to get there now where it's not, I don't know, it's not great to be like, so where are you from? Who are you? What are you doing with your life and all that? It's more like, let's chat shit like we always do.
And
we'll
see
get
where it
to it.
goes.
At some point.
If it happens, it happens. But it's like,
Naturally. Instead of trying to force topics.
because there was a few, I couldn't even pin one down, like, but there's a few where it just went to interview, and it's too like, who are you and where are you from sort of shit, and it's like, that's boring.
I've also flown through my questions before and realised I've nothing else to talk. Like I won't name who it is. I'll tell you guys after. But there was I also, that's my favourite thing about doing podcasts, by the way, is something is said during an episode and you're like, I can't tell you, but I'll tell you afterwards.
I'll tell you off.
I live for that.
And
It's nice to
then
say
you'll
that.
go away without telling us.
Yeah. Someone needs to remind me. Like, if you look back at probably the last 6 Dolecast episodes at least, every single one I say, I'll tell you after the guest, and then the guest sits probably for like an extra hour after, and we just chat about whatever we can't talk about on the actual public podcast.
Yeah.
But I think I pretty much used up my questions. I don't really prepare it that much. I'm just kind of like, I'll talk about this, and this.
Yeah.
And then I realised I've flown through these questions and we're 20 minutes into the podcast, and I've realised, I have another like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And you can't really call it early because if they look at any other episode, they're all an hour. So it's not hard for them to
25
go,
minute, sure.
It's going to be a quick one today. You don't want to shortchange a guest, and you don't want to like, they'll know.
Of course.
This hasn't gone well. And that's not to say, and then it's ended up that all podcasts, I have no like, this isn't like, if you look at any of the last Dolecasts, like, he doesn't like one of these episodes. They're all good, but just like, there's been times when it may be on the guest's video angle, and if you had seen my face at that stage, I'd be like, what are we talking about right now? What are we going to talk about next? That's why I have Aaron as producer as well.
Yeah.
I'd be freaking out about cameras and
the thing about having us 4 is that's a bit of a crutch to lean on when
someone's going to have a question.
When like me and Jake would usually have topics, like if the conversation runs dry or something, which it very rarely does, like we'll just maybe bring up a topic, and even if we don't have topics, there's 4 of us, someone will say something, and it's very rare where there's been awkward silence. It's happened like once or twice, but it's like,
where are we going next,
But it's happened like once or twice, and in my head it's like, oh fuck, this is dead, or this is terrible. But then I'll listen back to the podcast and it's like, that doesn't sound that bad. It sounds fine.
Yeah, I think, and especially for podcast, you can always just have a conversation. Like, it doesn't have to be.
Exactly.
It does, like, I was so relieved, I've said it before in a podcast, like, but I would have been the one, like, in our band and stuff, that would be the front man and talking to the audience and stuff. And like when we first started this and got microphones put in our faces like that, and we were just sitting talking to each other, the first maybe half hour was a bit like, "Ooh, this is strange, isn't it?" But then it just became natural. And I was like, thank fuck.
Yeah,
we actually are natural at this. Is okay. Like,
I remember there was a comedian said to me once, and there's probably a month or two into when I started stand up, and he was like, "Oh, like I'd be more nervous for going on a podcast than I would be stage." I was like, no way, man. I was like, podcast at the end of the day, there's no one here.
I actually have met a comedian that we've asked to be on. And he said that he's like, no, I just don't wanna.
I was like, I was like, no. He's since come on the podcast. But
I think it's like, because like
that down, but
they, like, especially if you're a comedian, you think you have to be funny non-stop, you know. Whereas you don't, you just have to have a conversation, and if there's funny stuff,
like
it's
a
cool.
peek behind the curtain, like it's not as opposed to like, well, especially for comedian ones that I listen to anyway, it's more like this is those jokes on stage, but like this is just
and getting to know the person and stuff.
And like there's some like
100%.
There's some
be a show like
comedy shows that they're very rarely funny. Like there's like Bill Burr. I like he probably would have been one of the first podcasts I religiously listened to, and like, you know, there'd be like 5 in a row I wouldn't even laugh. It's just he's just talking, you know, and it's great, and you just love listening to his voice.
Yeah,
you know?
Like the podcasts that I would religiously listen to are all the guys from here.
Yeah,
so
I love Bomb Squad's good. Like,
yeah. So then when you meet these guys at gigs, and you're like flip, like it's all getting a bit real, you know. You're all like, and not that I've met them all, but like there's definitely guys you've listened to for years, and you're going like, me at 16 would be freaking out right now.
Yeah. What would be your podcast that you actually listen to religiously?
I would listen Bomb Squad. Every Monday I'm on the Patreon, like, you know, and I know there's a lot of comedians that would be similar. And I listen to me and stuff like that. But then like you're then gigging with a lot of the people
you're listening
that
to
are, you know, they're all rotate
one.
guests and stuff like that, and you're like, I was listening to you this morning, and now we're gigging tonight.
I think Bomb Squad would probably be one of the only ones that I would occasionally listen to from here, whereas like Shane's and other people's, like, maybe watch clips and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I love Blind Boy. Like he's just like,
who?
Don't know. Never heard of him.
Yeah.
And no one has ever said we look anything like him or
Who is he? I don't even know who you're talking about.
And what's the other one?
Funny, mine aren't actually
listen to
Northern Ireland.
watch them.
I watch my podcasts more so than I would listen to them.
Kill
Like, I would
Tony's a
listen
good
to a
one.
few.
Yeah,
Kill Tony religiously. Like,
But I wouldn't call that a podcast anymore.
though.
Like, I know it is, but
Dr. Phil.
it's strange. Like
Adam Ray's
Phil?
Dr. Phil.
Right, okay.
It's not
That's
Dr. Phil,
well,
but Adam Ray. You know
Right,
who that is?
okay.
He dresses up as Dr. Phil.
Okay, yes.
It's amazing.
does he have a podcast now, or is it just a
It's a
show?
live podcast. He has a guest and all. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Live podcast.
I think that's
podcast.
going like
No, it's still podcast.
it's going the other way though.
Still podcast.
It's just-
Your
it's a
mom's house would be
event.
one I would listen to quite a lot.
Yeah, like that's more of a podcast.
But that's probably the only sort of comedy-esque things I would listen to. Other than that, it's like Sean Ryan, fucking Joe Rogan, fucking, you know, weird shit.
I listen to
Billy Carson, shit like
the
that.
Weekly Planet, which is like it's like movies and all that stuff, and they obviously do bits and they do comedy and stuff, but like they're Australian, so like they're like well out of the Northern Irish comedy scene. Like, well,
there's some great ones. Like Bill Burr, like I said, was great.
We used to actually listen to a lot of Chris D'Elia. His podcast was really good. Like, I really like his. Like,
and then he dropped
more
off
than
the
his.
fucking,
No, like his podcast probably even better now. But it's his stand-up that I sort of fell off. I don't like his stand-up as much anymore.
Then he got rapey.
But then he came back.
did he?
He came back from the raping. Not a lot of people do that.
No, a lot of people do
when
that.
he was in that sort of category. I haven't really,
That's when I dropped off. Like,
No, he's back now. But it wasn't his fault. Like, that one wasn't his fault.
no.
Do you know what I mean? So like, he got a text from a 16-year-old girl, like, because she was at a gig saying like, come over to my house and all, and he didn't know her age, and they were talking for a bit, and he goes, how old are you? And she said 16, and he never replied. Right? That was it. Boom, done. And then 2 years or something passes, and he's in the same town or something, and the same girl texts, and he's like, what age are you now? And she's like 18 or whatever. He's like, sweet. And then he fucked her. And then they were like, grooming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not great. He had a wife as well, which isn't great. It's not great. Like,
great,
but,
Chris.
but also, in context, not as terrible as it sounds.
You can't really lump him in with the rest.
You know what I mean? But that is really bad. Like, you shouldn't do that.
No, I mean,
And he admits it himself.
if you have a career,
he went to therapy.
don't talk to women. If you have a career, never meet a woman.
If you have a wife, don't be fucking 18-year-olds
Yeah,
in random towns. Like, you know what I mean?
Strange one,
Jesus
that, like.
Christ. Pretty simple. Yeah, cut all that out.
Yeah.
Cut it all out. Slice that out. Oh, fuck.
So have you anything to plug?
Yes. Comedy shows. Yeah. When's this go out? Next Monday.
Yeah, next Monday.
Yeah.
I'll be at the Beehive Comedy Club with Mickey Bartlett, Alan Irwin, Matthew Dinsmore, and Ian Thompson in January.
Nice.
And then also in the Beehive in April, Dolecast Live will be
Yes,
there.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking nice one, man.
So that was announced yesterday, and we need to sell tickets.
Get them tickets bought.
Yeah.
Buy them, motherfuckers.
Because the room is big, and
What's your feelings about that? Like doing a live podcast?
I'm really excited in that John Devlin, who's been on this, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sean McAlevey are doing stand-up. Possibly someone else, I haven't said them yet. And then Kieran Franco and Jasmine Sierra
Yes, seen
are on as guests.
Nice. Shout out.
So the first
Shout
half
out.
stand-up, second half live podcast, and I'll do a bit of stand-up as well. So the room is big enough. It was originally in the Sunflower, and we've moved to the Beehive. I should probably tell the Sunflower about that. Still booked, but yeah, should probably get on that. The room is big, so hopefully we sell tickets.
That's
That's why we
exciting,
announced
yeah.
it in November.
Yeah.
And not,
That's exciting.
Class,
'cause
we
I mean,
really want to do that. Like,
that's like the plan. Like
It's next
the
step,
next
like,
thing, the
it's
next
next
step
step,
would be like book somewhere. You know?
because I'm nowhere near in my sort of stand-up career to do a solo show,
Yeah.
but to do a live podcast with like
Yeah.
a bunch of other stand-ups that I'm very friendly
Right.
with would be easier.
It'd be
So
sweet, like.
we have announced that. Tickets have been sold, but not loads. So please buy.
You'll sell
Get
out.
the fuck
You'll sell
on,
out, don't
eh?
worry.
Yes. We need John
You know.
Devlin's TikTok views to sell out. But yeah, that's what I've got coming up, and I'll be doing other gigs and stuff like that.
That's class,
So,
man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
class.
You're doing stand up, yeah?
Well, it's mainly for this. Like I love stand up. We all love stand up. We're big stand up connoisseurs, but I just wanted to get back into it because I want to be comfortable on stage again,
Yeah.
and we want to take this to them kind of heights, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a nice wee side gig to this, but everything's to
Podcast. Yeah.
yeah, everything's for the podcast. You know, it all comes back to this. Like,
I love podcasts, Mark.
It's good shit, isn't it? Good shit.
It is
I love
what
it until it stops and then I have to edit everything. and
Yeah,
it's like,
that's the
this is gonna
shit
blow my
part.
brains out. But apart from
yeah.
that, it's
But I'd rather do that than what I do for a living, which I was saying before
same.
the podcast.
Yeah. Same.
Bad crack, like.
You know.
Bad crack.
But anything like you were saying, see anything with customer service. No.
Here,
Suck my dick.
fucking wait to hear this here. Thank you for reminding me. I've
You're
been wanting
welcome.
to bring this fucking up,
Yeah.
right? And I can't explain how angry I am, right?
Yeah.
So, peppers,
Yeah.
right?
Oh.
Peppers, right? I
Yeah.
get
Bell peppers?
yeah, bell peppers, right? When I get a pizza, right? I get pepperoni and green peppers.
Yeah.
That's what I like on my pizza, right? And I went into a pizza place there the other day, or last week or something, and I was like, "Can I have pepperoni and green peppers?" And they said no. I went, "What?" And they're like, "What? No, you can't." And I was like, "What do you
We
mean?"
don't serve your kind.
And I was like, "We only do." They don't know I'm
No
black. under
dogs,
the
no
mask.
Irish, no balaclavas.
And they were like, "No, we only do mixed peppers." I was like, "What do you mean you only do mixed peppers?" Like, "We only do mixed peppers with yellow, red, and green in them." And I was like,
Oh, right, I get it.
"Well, then pick out the green peppers because I want green peppers."
Yeah.
And they were like, "No." I was like, "Well, then fuck you. I don't want a pizza. I'm paying you money
Yeah.
for a service. Fucking pick out the peppers right now."
Yeah.
And then I went somewhere else.
Because they come in big frozen
And they
bags of
fucking
mixed
told me the
peppers.
same thing.
They come in big frozen bags
they're
of
all
mixed
buying the
peppers.
same.
That's
they're all
insane,
the same
though.
Peppers.
If I want them separated, fucking separate them.
I can
I went to
understand them.
another place
Yeah.
and it said
Yeah.
the exact same thing. No, you can't have green
One of
peppers.
the two of them should be picked.
What a disgrace.
Yeah.
So I had to buy my peppers separate and pick the green ones out and put them on my pizza.
Sad.
least you got the peppers.
That's a horrible.
Paid the money though.
True.
Is it
That's
the same
my
fucking
point.
pizza
Cunts.
place that give me cold pizza?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
murder somebody. Like,
Swear to God, like, they done it to me too. Like, they done it to me too. But do you know, I think that's insane.
Yeah.
If I'm going in there and being like, "Here's 25 quid,"
Yeah.
fucking
That's,
pick the peppers out. Like,
Pick a pack of
That's
pickled
extortion.
peppers out of my fucking pizza.
That is extortionate for a pizza.
you know what I mean? Oh well, it was a couple of pizzas and some
Oh,
chips and
okay.
all. Like, do you know what I mean? But I just think if I'm going in and paying for a service,
Yeah.
it's not. I'm not asking for fucking something crazy. I'm just asking for green peppers.
Absolutely.
Come on,
Yeah,
I'm with that.
thank you.
I'm with that green
Solidarity.
pepper. The green
they
pepper.
don't
and-
have green peppers. They have
They
mixed
fucking
peppers.
do have them
They have
in the
mixed.
mix.
in the mix.
But
They're
then
in
you're
the
gonna
mix.
get a wee bit of yellow and a wee bit of red.
And then someone's getting peppers that aren't really mixed anymore because that's a lot of the green peppers.
What about the next person, Jake? You never think of them?
That's it.
You didn't think of the next person.
At that point,
That's true, mate.
fuck it,
That's true, mate.
Where's it go?
That's true,
Yeah.
mate. Where does it end? Where does it
Stop
end?
segregating these
Where does
fucking
it end?
Where
peppers.
does it end? But I hate yellow and red peppers on my pizza. With pepperoni, it can only be green.
Why don't you
Other
just
than
pick
that,
them
it's
out?
not
You
nice.
can't-
That's what I had to do.
Red,
So
red,
obviously,
red.
if you bake yellow peppers onto the pizza and pick
I'm
it
just
off,
gonna
you can
cut
still
this off.
fucking taste it.
I'm
Right?
just going to
Yeah.
cut this off.
So I had to.
We're going to cut this off.
I had to buy them separately and pick them out myself and put them on pizza.
That would be a
Uncooked.
funny ending if I just cut that.
I'm fucking right.
What's actually up with yellow ones? They're
Right,
very
I'm
bland.
cutting it off now.
They're
They're
very bland.
stinking.
Right.
What?
Shout out to our
Is that it?
sponsors.
Shout out to sponsors Bud Light, your and Baked Potato and Get on that shit.
You know, like,
Patreon.com/4 Bros Podcast.
Like and subscribe.
Lot more content
Cunts.
over there. Join our 4 guys. You know, they're lonely. Go join them.
It's actually
yeah.
3 guys and a girl. So
3 guys and a
Yeah.
girl.
Don't be,
Yeah.
don't be.
How do you know?
Don't forget.
Don't assume gender. Thank you for coming on, Daniel.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, man. That was
Cheers, man.
fast.
Pleasure having
Appreciate
you.
it.
Peace out.
Yep.
To leave the fucking cocksucking cheese where it is.
This magic moment.